here in Miami, Florida, in training camp for David Benavidez, the Mexican Monster, against David Morrell, fighting for the uh, what is it, the WBA and the WBC interim world champion. So super excited, man! Can't wait for February 1st in Las
Yeah,
Vegas.
yeah. I want to dive right into that because I need to understand, right? Um, David is hitting that level where it's like throwback fighter, right? Um, like you're talking about Caleb Plant. He fought Boo Boo Andre. He fought, right. These are top level guys that are very dangerous opponents. He moves up to 175 pounds, and now he's fighting David Morrell. I mean, he doesn't have to do that, right? Because that's a very, very dangerous opponent. Big guy, very dangerous, and a hungry guy. Why is David going down this path?
Well, you know, David, everybody knows David, the Mexican Monster, wants to make history. He wants to fight all the dangerous fighters, you know. He wants to be known. He wants to leave a stamp in the world and be known by the fighter that he never ran from nobody and wanted to give the fans the great fights and exciting fights. And that's why he called Al Heyman and he said that he wanted that fight with David Morrell, because David Morrell's been talking a lot of shit. And, you know, a lot of people said that he's been ducking David Morrell. And the real fights that David wants are the Bivol and Better Beef. So in order to get those big fights, we got to go through David Morrell in order to get those other fights.
So I saw the presser, and I saw when they did the kind of the face off when it was. I guess they were taking photos and things for basically promotion of the fight. And it feels like there's some real bad blood there, kind of similar to what we saw with Caleb Plant. Is there really bad blood there, or is it just the competitive spirit that's really coming out for these two gentlemen?
Well, a lot of people know that a while ago, maybe like about a year ago, Morrell was talking a lot of shit, and we've been wanting to fight him, you know? So, I mean, it's bad blood, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, we want to hurt this guy, you know? We want to knock him out, you know, to show that David's the best at 175, and we're coming to take that belt, the title that he has. So we're preparing for that. At the end of the day, he's gonna want to come and destroy us, you know. But that's what we want to do, also, you know.
No, I totally hear you there. Let me ask.
Left
Let me ask.
hand, you know.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening to you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know, he's a very decorated amateur fighter, you know. It's a very dangerous fight. We're not underestimating nobody, but I seen that David and we'll come and take his belt.
So let me ask you this: what makes David Morrell dangerous? What are some of the characteristics that you're looking at from a David Morrell perspective that you would say, that's something that we're going to have to watch out for, and that we're going to have to be extremely prepared for?
Yeah, no, you know, he's a good fighter. Like I said, he has a very good pedigree. He's an Olympian, young, strong, and hungry, you know. And it's a tough fight. It's going to be a tough experience. And he's a two-time world champion, you know, and that makes him very dangerous.
No, I totally agree. I think he's a very dangerous opponent. I think, though, and this is just my opinion, I think what's going to separate David Benavidez is that the experience, right? I feel like David has been in the ring with opponents that are going to show real resistance, right? Again, Boo Boo Andre, Caleb Plant, who are decorated fighters in and of themselves. And I think he has seen that level of competition. I'm not sure David Morrell has seen that level of competition, right? When the going gets tough, I think David Benavidez knows how to handle that. What are your thoughts to those comments that I just made?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I think we have everything to lose, nothing to gain, because at the end of the day, if David beats him, everybody's going to say that, oh, he wasn't ready, this and that. But if he beats David, he becomes a superstar. You know, at the end of the day, we don't gain nothing. But at the end of the day, I believe that he is a really good fighter. He's a very dangerous fighter, and we're not underestimating him. We're training super hard. We're super focused. I brought a lot of good sparring. I have 5 guys right now that he's sparring Olympians, professionals, and the right sparring for him to shine on February 1st and beat David Morrell.
Yep. So, so I think this is going to be a great fight. I lean towards David. You did mention something there that I thought was very interesting and something that I did want to delve into a little bit. So you talked about Arthur Beterbiev. You talked about Bivol. Is that the next fight that you guys will be eyeing after February 1st?
You know, David's only 27 years old. David's super young, and he's on top of the world right now. So the plan is to go through Morrell and get an opportunity to fight Bivol or Benavidez, and then go up to cruiserweight and face Zurdo Ramirez. That's the other fight that we're thinking about. We want to fight nothing but the best. We want to fight the dangerous fighters, and all these guys that I just mentioned. Those guys have proved themselves that they're the best at 175 and cruiserweight. So, like I said, you know, we're always thinking about getting better and better and making history. And he's super young, but that's where we aiming to. You know, these monsters of the cruiserweight and 175.
If he hits cruiserweight and he's successful there, would you think about heavyweight?
That's the plan. You know, I'm thinking heavyweight. It's a little bit more time. I think when he's like 31, he'll eventually hit the heavyweight division. And we're excited about that too. So right now, we're not underestimating nobody. We're working hard. We're trying to get as much experience as we can to fight the big monsters. So that's the plan for now.
That's a hell of a plan. I think a lot of the fans on our channel in particular will be happy to hear of such a plan. So let me ask you this, because I got to throw it out there. I know people are going to ask a question. Then that means Canelo is now off the table as far as you're concerned. Even if you can't get the fight, you're kind of done with it.
Yeah, you know, like I said, you know, we're not interested in Canelo. We're trying to make our own path. And we try to get that fight for 3 years. He's asking for $200 million. You know, it's always a possibility, but like I said, we waited for 3 years. We got to continue making history. He's not interested. He does not want to face David Benavidez. So we can't be waiting for him or even think about him. You know, what for?
And I feel personally that's the reason why so many fans feel that David is a throwback fighter, because he is willing to go out there and blaze his own path. He's not sitting around waiting for Canelo Alvarez or any other fighter. He's going to create the path. He's going to become the superstar by creating the biggest fights in the sport. So I really do appreciate that about David. I do want to just get your thoughts, because of course you are a boxing mind. So I do want to get your thoughts about other things that are currently going on in the sport. So let me ask you, let's see, what's going on in the sport? What are your thoughts about Gervonta Davis and Lamont Rush? Do you think that that's a pretty good fight?
You know what? I'm going to watch that fight. I think, to me, it's an exciting fight because Gervonta is giving Lamar a pretty Roach an opportunity to show his skills, you know, and anything can happen in boxing.
Absolutely.
And, why not? It's a fight, you know. Gervonta is a hell of a fighter, very smart. He has faced every style and every fighter. And, you know, I'm happy that he is giving other people opportunities, you know. Everybody has a chance, you know. I'm just hoping that Roach trains hard and takes advantage of that opportunity.
You think? What do you think about Tank talking about, retirement? I know boxing is a really, really hard sport, and I can understand why any fighter would want to get out of the sport with all their sense and wits. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, well, I think sometimes, people don't really take vacations. He was talking about his two daughters, I believe, that said that he wants to spend more time with them. And that's great. I applaud him, because at the end of the day, yeah, you're winning, making all this money, but then you don't spend time with your kids because you have to train or you got obligations, So I don't think he's retiring. I think he'll take a break and, recharge his batteries and be hungry again and come back.
That makes perfect sense to me. If he is successful against Roach, who would you like to see him in the ring with next?
Anybody. He's an exciting fighter. I think there's a lot of guys that are coming up. There's a lot of guys in line that can make good fights, and I'm pretty sure that that's what they will do. So pretty much, anybody that he fights is going to be an exciting fight.
Yeah, I appreciate that information. I think that's true as well, and I just want to see him back in the ring because I like to see big fights. So tell me, what's currently going on with some of the other boxers that you have in your stable? Any other big upcoming fights for fighters in your camp?
Yeah, well, thank God. Yeah, I've been busy. I have taken Rayo Valenzuela to beat Pitbull. I had the honor to. I'm not working with them anymore. He
Yep.
decided to go other places. I got him from 0 fights professionally to become a world champion. That's a big satisfaction. Now we're focused for January 25th, a big fight, fighting for another small title. He's going to be the main event. Under there, I have Omar Salcido, the guy that stopped Colbert. And then on the card with David Benavidez, I got David Benavidez, I got Daniel Bancas, I got Jose Benavidez Jr., and I got Gavi Tellez from Texas.
Oh, okay. So Jose Benavidez Jr. is going to be on that card as well.
Yes. Huh?
Okay, awesome. Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I know you fresh out of the gym. I appreciate you for joining us. Certainly, I'll be reaching out to you again in the future, certainly after the fight, to get your thoughts on how the fight went and, again, what's going on in the sport of boxing. And, again, I really appreciate your time.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I want to thank the fans for all the support and everybody around the world. Thank you so much. We're going to continue work hard to give you guys the fights that you guys want. Tough fights, hard fights, and in our mind, we just want to make history. The money will come later. We're not focused on that. We're focusing on making history and give you guys the fights that you guys want. Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Have a good one.